Right. Let's talk gatekeeping in football. Now, I've grown up as a football fan, and I've heard lots of other football fans say things like support your local. And whilst it helps to support your local team, football fans see that and think that other football fans should also support a team from where they're from. And for me, I believe that notion of supporting your local team does little to help the game. Like, for instance, why can't someone from the US support Real Madrid, or someone from Australia or Argentina support Manchester United? You see what I'm getting at? I mean, I'm not bashing people who do support their local team, and in a context I mean support. I don't mean going out to watch a game, but rather to help them in the community, or raise funds for their club they support. Yeah, I get that type of supporting your local team is helpful, but in the other context of being a fan of a club by going to watch matches, yeah, it's that type of context of support your local that I don't agree with. And the reason being is that it's very restrictive, if you know what I mean. Like, I get people are fans of their local clubs, but again, someone who's from, I don't know, Manchester, why can't they support a club that's in London, or vice versa? Like, I know a lot of people from London who support Manchester United, or people from Birmingham who support Tottenham Hotspur. Like, it can be like that. Like, there are no rules to being a football fan. Like, everybody is entitled to support whatever club they want. Like, who really does care if someone from, say for instance, Algeria supports an MLS club? Okay, that's unheard of, and that's just a random thing I put out there. But you know what I mean. And also, this supports your local thing. Like, again, in the context of being a football fan, it's restrictive, as I believe that people don't have to support their local teams. Like, also, another way that football is being gatekept is by football fans thinking that the sport should only be for people who actively like football. Like, that doesn't need to be the case at all. Like, if someone who watches, like, the big games likes football, they're still a football fan. Like, if a game featuring relegation threatened sides doesn't appeal to them, but the Champions League final does appeal to them, but that still makes them a fan. Like, and they don't have to support a club to be a football fan. No, they don't have to support a football club to be a football fan. They can just watch just for the enjoyment of football. And this brings me on to when I was a massive football fan during my younger days, especially my, I think, mid to late primary / early secondary years. And of course, us boys were like massive football fans, but there were also some girls who liked football as well. And for the girls who liked football, they did not have an easy ride at all. Like, and us boys would ask girls at the time, name 10 players, which side won the FA Cup years ago. Like, like, like being a football fan needs some sort of GCSE. Like, wow. But again, you see where I'm getting at. Like, we need to stop gatekeeping football if we're to make the sports bigger. Like, if you look at other sports such as cricket, like I like that cricket as a product is expanding now, but it still needs a lot of work to be done to prevent gatekeeping. But back to football, and I believe I've rambled on for a bit too long, so I'm going to end it here. How do you go about preventing gatekeeping in football? What would you do to ensure that football continues to grow? Because what we don't want to see is football being just for football fans, because football should be for everybody. Like, even if you're not a massive fan of the game, that shouldn't mean that you can't be a fan of the game, if you know what I mean. But yeah, those are my 2 cents. So I now pass the question to you. How do you go about ensuring football isn't gatekept? Yeah. Having mentioned cricket in that video, there's one thing I like about it, in a sense that it's not being gatekept by doing the 100. I mean, looking at the 100, it's had its fair criticisms, but by people who like cricket. But I think the 100 is good because it's for like people who sometimes watch cricket, but not always. Like, I think the 100 is a good product for like fair weather fans. And for me, it says that cricket shouldn't be just for cricket fans, but for everybody. Because if you look at it, at the moment, or before the 100 even, cricket was just for cricket fans. And you look at the T20 Blast, for instance, like, that's not a city tournament, but rather a county tournament. And I always think that maybe the ECB made an error by putting T20 cricket in counties rather than cities, but that's where cricket was at the time in the early 2000s. But I like that their steps to me. I like that there are steps being made to ensure that everybody watches cricket. And another thing that I like about the 100 is that it's live on terrestrial TV, and the games which are on pay-per-view on Sky Sports are being made available to watch on YouTube, which is another fantastic idea. Because for me, sports shouldn't be just for sports fans. But hey, those are my 2 cents.